And I would also like to encourage all of you to be interactive with us throughout the event in the chat. We will be monitoring it, looking at your questions and your comments. And during the presentation part, I'll ask that you please mute your microphones. And after that, we will open the discussion that everybody can turn their camera on and their microphone on. So I'm very excited that we are finally launching this long overdue international Colombian network for USF. We have so many students from Colombia, and we have our premier partner, international partner with Uninorte in Barranquilla. So when I started this position, they asked me to work on global alumni initiatives. And I wanted to really bring some new innovative approaches to the way that, alumni networks are organized. So that's really what I'm here to present you with tonight. We have a lot of wonderful special guests that we're going to introduce in a moment, but I want you to know that what I'm presenting tonight is a concept. These are my ideas for ways that I think we can structure our alumni affairs to really foster engagement, connections, communications. And I'm bringing this to you tonight because I want your honest feedback. I want to know what you think about these ideas. This is a starting point. And every global network Colombia, network Brazil, network Saudi Arabia, each one is really going to have its own special flavor. And it's really up to the members to decide and to shape the network based on their priorities. So based on your needs, interests, and priorities, we can shape this network the way that you want. So what I'm coming to you with is a framework, and I'm going to be very excited to work with you to really make this your own. So I'd like to introduce Adriana, who needs no introduction. I'm the one that really needs the introduction. You all probably know her, so I'll let her say a few words.
Gracias, Vanessa. Buenas noches. Mi nombre es Adriana Morales, administradora de asociaciones globales en la USF. Nací en Colombia, pero he vivido en los Estados Unidos por casi 2 décadas. También, como todos ustedes o muchos de ustedes, soy egresada de USF con una maestría en la Escuela de Negocios. He trabajado por muchos años como apoyo principal en muchas de las iniciativas de USF a nivel internacional. He trabajado en favor de nuestros estudiantes colombianos y he tenido la oportunidad de conocer personalmente a muchos de ustedes con los que a través de los años he formado relaciones profesionales y de amistad. Esto es un placer para mí acompañarlos en esta noche y de invitarlos a participar en esta red colombiana de egresados. La belleza de ser colombiana y de ser USF Alumni es que todos somos bilingües, así que voy a cambiar a inglés para presentar a nuestros panelistas. I would like to introduce you to our panelists and some special guests that we have tonight. I'm going to start with the panelists, and we have Dr. Humberto Gomez. Humberto is a full professor in the Mechanical Engineering Department at the Universidad del Norte. Universidad del Norte is the top 1 international partner for USF. He graduated with a PhD from our Mechanical Engineering program back in 2011. Then we have Laura Medeiza Pradilla, Vice President at Goldman Sachs, an American multinational investment bank and financial services company. She graduated in 2014 with a bachelor's in industrial engineering from USF. I also want to take the opportunity to welcome some of our current students from Colombia, Tatiana Restrepo Padilla, Angela Córdoba. Before we start, I am honored to welcome a couple of colleagues from Uninorte. Ginny Caicedo, she's representing our top international partner, Universidad del Norte, and Ginny is the Director of International Cooperation and Development at Uninorte. She's a special friend and a colleague, and I'm asking Ginny right now if she wants to say a few words.
Well, good evening to all, and this is an excellent initiative. Vanessa, Adriana, congratulations for this wonderful initiative. Buenas noches a todos. Pues en nombre de Uninorte, para mí es un placer estar aquí y un orgullo poder estar también con los egresados de Uninorte y egresados de USF, porque es un componente muy importante que nos une en esta iniciativa que está bajo el liderazgo pues, de USF. USF para nosotros Además de Tampa ser Sister City de Barranquilla oficialmente por los gobiernos, USF y Uninorte son también universidades hermanas, universidades amigas, que han podido forjar un destino juntos a través de los años. Todo empezó con la formación de nuestros profesores uninorteños, en su mayoría formados, obteniendo sus carreras de doctorado en USF. Entonces, como digo, son parte uninorteños y partes de USF, y así se ha estrechado la colaboración entre ambas universidades en diferentes disciplinas, en USF y Uninorte, con los convenios de transferencia o doble titulación, como lo hemos denominado, y así como investigaciones en conjunta. Hay muchas oportunidades que hemos desarrollado conjuntamente. Muchos también vidas han cambiado de nuestros egresados de Uninorte a través de esta alianza con USF, inclusive que han podido, aparte de vivir en Barranquilla y formarse en Uninorte de su carrera pregrado, continuar con sus estudios en USF, han podido ejercer sus carreras en otras partes, digamos, del mundo, y también en otras partes de los Estados Unidos, haciendo comunidades en otros estados, como el estado de Indiana. Para nosotros es un logro. También me acompaña Pilar Yepes, nuestra directora de Alianzas y Relaciones Públicas y Relaciones Corporativas de la Universidad del Norte, que también bajo su rol de todas estas alianzas importantes que tenemos a nivel nacional e internacional, también tiene un rol muy importante de engrandecer esta comunidad de egresados de Uninorte y también de USF, y ver cómo podemos avanzar en unos objetivos comunes. Entonces, para mí es un honor estar aquí y poder también participar y poder dar nuestras perspectivas desde uninorteños o administrativos uninorteños y también uninorteños, en ver crecer toda esta nueva comunidad de egresados de USF y egresados de Uninorte.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias, Ginny. Muchas gracias, María del Pilar, por todo el apoyo, como siempre. Now we are going to go back to the panelists. So I'm going to start with you, Humberto. Humberto, in a couple of minutes, please tell us a little bit about yourself and share your favorite memory associated with USF.
All right, so thank you for the invitation to be part of this Alumni chapter. For me, I'm honored and thrilled to be with all of you. I see some faces and also some names, because I don't see the face in the camera, the people that also interact with me and share with me the great experiences that I have the chance to live and be part of the USF. As you mentioned before, I'm a full professor, associate professor at the Mechanical Engineering Department here at Universidad del Norte, and I'm also helping the Academic Provost Office in developing strategies for the graduate programs. Also, part of what I learned when I was a graduate student at USF. I joined the USF in August 2007 in the PhD program in mechanical engineering. It was a great experience. I moved to Tampa with my wife. We both joined the USF. At that time, I joined the doctoral program, and she joined the English Language Institute. After a year, she started her master also at the USF. For me, being exposed to what I consider the best educational system of the world, and being a top-notch university with doing research at the highest level was a great experience, and what I think is one of the big contributions that I got professionally. But I have to mention that for me was also a personal growth. I think that being an international student, living in a new country, in a new environment, having the chance to relate and discuss with different nationalities. My group was 12 doctoral and master students from at least 9 different countries. So I had the chance to interact and with people from around the world, learn their culture, learn their way to approach and discuss ideas. I think that one of the big personal contributions that I got, besides the quality of the education. Memories, I have a lot. At the time that I was at the USF, we were like 33 students from Barranquilla doing different programs, doctoral programs, bachelor programs, master programs. The best memories that I have is when on Sundays, we do barbecues at my place. We're 33 people from Barranquilla, trying to interact and, letting know everybody the experiences, what it has been, dealing with the academics, dealing with living in a new country. And also, besides that, we came to know that also Tampa was also a big Colombian representation from people actually living in Tampa. As Jeannie said, Tampa and Barranquilla are sister cities. And I don't know how it happens, but it was, I think, a gossip in the Tampa Colombian University that 33 students used to meet for the barbecue on Sundays. And after 3 years, we've been doing this in a park because we were like 60, and people from Colombia, from different places for Colombia, joining our community at USF and gathering now as a country, sharing experiences, very supportive. I think that without the support from people to each other, I think that it was not the same thing. So besides the good memories in terms of the academics, in terms of what you accomplish in a program, I think that the best memories that I have is when I interact with the people from Colombia, how we support to each other, and the chance that we have to discuss and laughing and and sharing experiences. I think that for me, that those are the memories that I have. That those memories are those moments I forged good relationships personally and professionally. Uh, Relationship that I still have today. My best friends, I will say my best friends are people that I share with during my years in the USF. Some of them are still in the United States or in other countries. Some of them are also here in Barranquilla that came back with me. But professionally, I met a lot of people. I think that the network that we built as Colombian students also was very strong. Professionally, I mean, it helped me also to advance in the profession. I think that I know that we're going to discuss this later, but I think that the part of the being in a chapter is having the chance to keep your network and and keeping the connection with the people that share some common interest, share a nationality, or share the having the good time to be at the USF at some moment. So for now, that's what I'm gonna say. I have a lot of things to share, but I would like to give the time, also the opportunity for another panelist, to Laura, also to discuss their experience. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Humberto. Then same question for you, Laura.
Thank you, Humberto, for sharing. Yeah, like I think we all share great memories of USF, and I can tell my story too. So I came also as an international student to USF. I went to community college in St. Petersburg College, and when looking for universities while living in Tampa, I think what made me choose USF was just the ability that you are in a running city while going to school. You can still work and go to school. The flexibility that USF gives you, the scholarship opportunities, and I think that's what kind of made me choose USF. And then for memories, definitely the being as a diverse environment, that you almost feel like you're home. Sometimes like you forget that you're in a different country, and because you're working with people, like, and you're going to school and you're doing an essay in English, but you're talking in Spanish, and like, so it's that experience was really, really fun. And I did engineering, industrial engineering, as you mentioned, and then I got this opportunity for Goldman Sachs in Salt Lake City, and I've been here for 8 years. And when I started in Goldman here in Salt Lake, I was the first one from USF in the whole. We have like 2,500 people here. Back then we were like 1,500. And I was like, why are we not recruiting at USF? Like, why are we not there? When we're accredited engineering conferences, but not directly with USF. So we started the work of going, and now, you know, up to like COVID, we were going back every year, and we've grown significantly here in Goldman, recruiting from USF as well as engineers from USF. In my team alone, I have 2 Colombian girls in my team. So I think that's like shows like how like a network can help us to help each other, because knowing the quality of work, the quality of students that come out of USF, and also the quality of people that come out of USF. And I think I experience it every day with the people on my team. I have 3 people from USF graduates, 2 of them from Colombia, 1 from Venezuela. And here we are in Salt Lake City, you know, trying to grow our network as well.
Thank you, Laura. These are wonderful stories. And now I want to give Vanessa the opportunity to share with you a very interesting presentation with the new content for Global Alumni and everything you need to know about our international networks. So Vanessa, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'm very happy to share with you. And again, these are my ideas, but I would, you know, love to have your input after this. Can everybody see my screen all right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so the first thing is that I want to welcome you again, and especially as global citizens. I think that previously Alumni Affairs was very tied to a geographic location, but I think that this is very limiting, and the world has changed. We move, you know, we live in different countries, different continents, and we're really global citizens now. And so that's really at the core of this new concept for alumni networks. So if we think about global alumni, it's really more about having international experience and global perspective. If I asked people before, you know, what is an international alumni, they would say, oh, that's only international students, or that's only alumni who are living outside of the United States. But we really want to be much more expansive and much more inclusive with what we are calling global alumni. So it's really international students, students who are from here, who travel abroad, people who join the Peace Corps, who are living abroad, or people who are engaged internationally or globally, whether that's research or business or humanitarian efforts. Okay, so if we think about the vision and purpose of forming these global alumni networks, it's really to create, just like Humberto, you said, an interconnected network of people, of alumni, of students, of allies. And we want it to be worldwide. We don't want to be limited to these are only the people in Tampa Bay and these are only the people in Barranquilla or only the people in Bogota. We want to connect everyone. So our purpose is really centered around connecting our global citizens to one another, to the university, to current students, and we want to continue to support those students and USF's global programming. So if you were an international student with us, if you studied abroad, USF World was the department that supported you through all of that. And so we want to give back to them as well. Okay, so now you have hopefully a good understanding of what I think of as a global alumni. So what are the global alumni networks then? I think of them as groups of alumni that are from the network country, in the network country, or they have an interest in the network country. So in the case of Colombia, that would be alumni who are from Colombia, no matter where they are, whether they're living and working in the United States, in Europe, in Asia. That's any alumni that we have who are in Colombia, currently living and working. And it could be anyone who is doing business, international trade, or research in Colombia or with Colombians. So what we did was kind of really think out what kind of structure should an alumni network have that is international and global, and what kind of structure can we give in terms of responsibilities and everything else. So my idea is that we will have one network director but that we will have network coordinators and network contacts that are regional. So you can have multiple of these wherever that makes sense. Wherever we have large alumni hubs, the director can appoint people to those areas. Now, just like any alumni chapter, of course, this network will have some responsibilities. But these responsibilities, I tried to design them in a way that really promotes engagement, connecting, networking. So we're dividing the year in half, and we have pretty simple, requirements to meet, and we can be very flexible in how we meet them. So for example, if you're coordinating 2 network events per year, one can be virtual, one can be in person. If you're within a 6-month time frame, you're supporting one recruitment effort, that might be a phone call, it might be an exchange of emails with an incoming or prospective student, or you might attend a recruitment event. That might be possible as well. And there are so many different ways to do that. I don't have to tell you, but you can do cultural events, professional events. We can welcome incoming students. We can welcome new members to the network. There's really a wide variety of events that will fulfill these requirements. So in terms of the requirements and the timeline, again, we're dividing the year in 2, trying to make it very accessible, organized, and interesting. So January is when you have your first planning meeting. You can attend a global network leadership assembly, which I'll talk about more later. And then between February and June, you would be expected to coordinate 1 network event, participate in 1 recruitment effort, and participate in 1 student engagement opportunity. And then we're going to see the same thing in the second half of the year. So I'm calculating, if you're on the leadership team, you're looking at an average of 3 hours or less per month. And per year, that comes out to actually less than just 1 work week. So in terms of dedicating your time, I know everybody's very busy, but we're really trying our best to create an active network with requirements that are accessible and that are reasonable. Okay, so in terms of leadership and membership benefits, I would say that there are a lot of options here, and there are many ways to remain engaged and get something out of this. So number 1, I think, is expanding your personal and your professional network. Especially with something global like this, it's not really just about connecting with people where you are physically. It's being able to connect with people worldwide. No matter where you're moving, you should be able to tap in and see, okay, where are the network members? Are there any here? If you're interested in a particular company or in a particular industry, this is a great way to reach out and meet people and build your network. You can also access industry talent. So Laura, you already talked about recruiting at USF. If alumni have their own businesses, if they're in a position of management where they can recruit. I myself have my own company outside of this job, and I have gone to USF as an alumni, and I have recruited very successfully talented interns that I employ every year. So there's a lot of benefit to that. I think networking with other global alumni leaders is kind of another level of networking that didn't exist before that I would like to introduce. So for me, I would find it very interesting if twice per year we had a network leadership meeting. And that means that the leaders of Network Colombia, the Network Colombia leadership team, will meet the leaders of Network Brazil and the leaders of Network Saudi Arabia or India or Japan. And that's another level of networking where you can brainstorm, troubleshoot, talk about engagement, what's working, what's not working, and another great way to connect with people around the world that are actually outside of Network Colombia. You can also take an active role within the university. If you're more interested in steering the direction that the university is going, you can do that. You can be a member of various advisory councils, and I can help connect you to those, whether it's department specific or college specific. I'm happy to be the intermediary there. And of course, paying it forward. You know, you all have wonderful memories of your time at USF, being able to provide other students, current students, incoming students with those same opportunities, or maybe even more opportunities, internships and things like that. That's also a focus of the network. Something that I think is really important, and I heard, I heard you talk about this a lot, Humberto, is about really having a community of support as a current student. And I feel like these global alumni networks can really aspire to become a community of support in themselves. And so I have designed sort of like some engagement metrics to help to organize and steer the network by providing some benchmarks. So, and these can change based on the network's, goals and interests. It doesn't have to be this, but I thought it would be very interesting to also stimulate some healthy, competition between the alumni networks globally. But for example, at the bronze level, this means that you've met your network requirements for the year. If you reach the silver level, you've been able to set up some kind of mentorship program for students. If you reach the green level, you've raised $5,000 for International Student Emergency Fund and or the Study Abroad Fund. And that's the money that would go directly there. It's really for those students that come to us, and it happens every semester. They come to us with financial difficulties, with a medical emergency, and they need support. They need financial support to pay their rent. They come to us, and that's the fund, the International Emergency Fund, International Student Emergency Fund, that we help them with. So being able to contribute to that, I think, is a worthy aspiration, but I'm open to your ideas. And I think sort of the gold standard, the dream would be to be able to provide or create an endowed student scholarship specifically from Network Colombia. So that might be one student that gets a scholarship every year from Network Colombia. It might be two. But I think that idea of you're coming, especially if you're coming from Colombia, and the first thing you get is a scholarship from the alumni network, I think that could be a very powerful feeling of community and support. And for each of these, the network would also receive some benefit for reaching that benchmark. And again, these are things we can tailor specifically to your network, to Network Colombia. But, depending on when you reach these goals, you might have, a special feature in our social media, on our website, in the USF magazine, which gets distributed to a lot of influential people and donors in the area. And, it could be special spotlights on the leadership team, on what the network has accomplished. So that I think is very exciting as well. Okay, and for all of these things that I'm talking about, I want you to know that we are here to support you. We're not just telling you need to do all of this. Good luck. You have a whole team of people here at USF World that are excited to meet with you, talk to you, and offer you consistent communications, for your questions. We can provide you with data, with contact information. We can help you with marketing materials. We can help you market your events, and we can connect you with subject matter experts, with an industry experts if you want speakers. There's a lot of things that we are here ready and willing to help you do. And so that's pretty much it. Thank you for giving me the time. And now I would really love to hear first from our panelists, your thoughts, some feedback for us, and then we'll open up the discussion to others in the call.
Thank you, Vanessa. I think this is a great opportunity for everyone. And if we really take advantage of this, I think we can benefit from this initiative, and not only us, but I think the people that are coming, like the new students that are coming in, how we engage with them and motivate them to finish their studies and then to help them, you know, get jobs and stay engaged and have a community where they can come find mentors and so we can support each other. I think it's great, but this only works if we really have commitment and put the time to make it a good experience for everyone.
Yeah, thank you. I think also it's a great way to you know, to envision what is going to be our global Colombian alumni chapter, if we can say that in that words. I think that the main purpose is to keep the flame of community, you know, shining, because I think that's what they have to prevail. That we feel that we are still a community, that we support to each other, build this network. And I truly believe that, you know, among USF graduates, that's what is part of our DNA, you know, being supportive. You know, I know experiences where this spontaneously happen, and some of my, maybe Adriana and some of my colleagues in Uninorte remember this story where one USF graduate reached a top global company, and after 1-2 years were like 11 or 12 that have been recommended by the previous one to the company, and then this continue happening, and they build the USF graduate community in the company after that. And now, if we, you know, try to navigate using this initiative, and also by adding what I consider is essential, is like a sort of platform that can keep us connected. And I don't know how you're planning to do this, if it's a social media, if it's an email share list, or maybe another platform, but something that we have the chance to be permanently connected, and that what normally happens using professional networks and professional platforms to do this. But if we find the way to be permanently connected and working on this idea that you just present, I think that it will be a very successful global Colombian alumni chapter.
Thank you for both of your comments. Yes, right now what we have is a special LinkedIn group for Network Colombia, but we do have, you know, aspirations to do to have an actual alumni platform with special groups such as Network Colombia. That's something that the Alumni Association is investing in, and we're hoping that that will roll out, you know, in the next year. So I completely agree. For now, we're going to use the LinkedIn to communicate with everyone. I'd like to open this up for anyone who wants to contribute to the conversation. I personally am going to change to a gallery view so I can see all of your beautiful faces. Max, I see that your hand is up.
Sí, hola. Escuché que Jamie habló sobre Indiana. Yo soy Associate Professor con tenure en Indiana University y me llamaría mucho la atención hacer algo similar al convenio que hay entre Universidad del Norte y USF. ¿Se podría hacer algo similar entre Universidad del Norte e Indiana University? Yo soy el director de la maestría en Ciencia de Salud Global y Desarrollo Sostenible. Y nos interesa mucho que nuestros estudiantes tengan relaciones internacionales. Y pues yo, como soy de Colombia, yo soy de Cartagena. Yo soy cartagenero. De hecho, hice un curso, Study Abroad, para ir a Cartagena en el verano del 2019. Y ya faltando poquito para ir, nos los cancelaron por lo del COVID. Y eso fue, qué tristeza, porque yo duré como 3 años preparando ese Study Abroad y lo pensamos hacer ahora que pase la pandemia. Pero tenemos muchos intereses en hacer relaciones internacionales para nuestros estudiantes, darles experiencias internacionales. Yo he tratado mucho de que se consiga algo así como esas becas que hay con las que yo usé. Cuando estuve en USF, yo estudié con el Latin American and Caribbean Scholarship. Entonces esa beca me bajaba el fee a local. Pero acá en Indiana no hay acceso a esa beca. Y he tratado de ver qué manera hay para que poder encontrar una beca y atraer estudiantes de Colombia, porque estoy interesado en estudiantes de Colombia. Y pensé en la Universidad de Cartagena. Me acuerdo de que en mi época había muchos estudiantes de la Universidad del Norte de Ingeniería. Yo era el director de un grupo de fútbol, jugábamos todos los fines de semana. Y yo tomé clases, yo soy de salud pública, ¿no? Yo recibí mi PhD en la Facultad de Salud Pública, el College of Public Health. Y yo, como mi área era Environmental Health, yo tenía varias clases en Environmental Engineering. Yo tomaba clases en Engineering y conocí varios estudiantes colombianos. Vi mucho barranquillero. Y yo supe desde esa época que había de ese acuerdo porque me llamaba mucho la atención que después de los hindúes, quizás la colonia extranjera más abundante en ingeniería en USF eran las de Colombia y particularmente de Barranquilla. Eso siempre me ha quedado sonando a mí y desde que yo estoy acá en Indiana University he añorado hacer algo similar, pero como te digo, no tenemos la facilidad de esa beca Latin American Caribbean Scholarship, pero me gustaría explorar otras posibilidades. No sé si la Universidad del Norte estuviera abierta así como tiene ese vínculo con USF, explorar con otra universidad en Estados Unidos, particularmente Indiana University y particularmente aquí en Indianápolis, que es donde estoy yo. Entonces, como ella mencionó Indiana, ahí mismo me sonó la flauta, dijo, ¿qué será lo que hay en Indiana? Jenny, si puedes extenderte un poco en lo que mencionaste sobre Indiana y si me pueden dar algunas luces. Yo voy en enero para Cartagena, yo voy a Cartagena más o menos 3 veces al año. Me gustaría, si fuera posible, mi próximo viaje a Cartagena, ir a Barranquilla y hablar con ustedes en persona, si fuera posible, si ustedes tienen el tiempo.
Thank you, Max. That is a perfect example of how a network will work, hopefully to benefit various members. I think I would love to hear from anyone else on the content of the presentation. What are your thoughts? Are there what do you want to see in a network? What would be useful to you? What would be helpful to you, especially if there are any students on the call? I think it's very important to get the student perspective as well.
I see some familiar faces here.
Hola, ¿me escuchan?
Andrea, thank you for
Hola, Vanessa. Okay, in English or Spanish or Spanglish?
Como quiera.
Como quiera.
Spanglish. No, I really appreciate your talk because I'm international student right now in USF. So definitely when I came here in 2019, I need to see this, but it was nothing like this. So I remember that I hanging out with Brazilians because try to see the familiarity, the Latinos, but no Colombians at all. I came to study my master in Latin American studies in the Caribbean. And yeah, so I really, right now I'm doing my OPT and ISLAC as well. So I hopefully to stay here until August of next year. So yeah, I'm really grateful about this opportunity and to create the space to connect with your country in some ways, because I decided to come here without knowing like the challenge that I was going to face. Basically, I don't have family in the United States. So first of all, try to see Colombian faces is like very refreshing, and it's something that definitely we need as international students to create community and in some way to feel like we are close to our country. So me, like I said, right now I'm working with ISLAC. Maybe you know Vanessa and Adriana Isla, what it means. I'm going to share this information with Dr. Padilla as well, because we wanted to connect with con la Universidad del Norte en Barranquilla, because we want to also to promote a study abroad. We received one in our department, we received one a student from Barranquilla. Her name is Mausi. I forgot her last name, but she was doing her PhD here in political science. So so we want to connect with more students like her and to do exchange. So thank you, Vanessa and Adriana, for this platform. And me as an Andrea and also working with Isla, we're going to support this.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for your feedback. Carol, I see you on the call. How are you? Are you on the island? No?
Hi everybody. I was not an international student. I was actually living in the States when I started my bachelor's at USF, but I came back to Colombia a couple of years ago. And I'm very happy to see this. I wish I had this when I was at school. This was many years ago, like many years ago. I was not a good student navigator. I didn't have any resources. I just went in and I didn't even know what a tutor was. So I did everything wrong. Everything that can go possibly wrong with college, I did it. So having something like this, I think will be extremely helpful, especially for people that are coming straight from Colombia to the US. Not only because the education system, you know, is so different. College life is so widely different from Colombia, but also because having like this platform and like this support system can really ease the cultural shock as well, you know. So I'm very happy that you guys created this, and I feel like this is giving me like memories back of what it was to be in college and all that, and also like to help people that are coming back from the States. I don't know if there is other cases in this phone call, but like coming back to Colombia, I don't have anything, like I don't have that many friends here in Colombia. So like having this is also nice, because then I can connect with other people that are actually here in Colombia, like will help me, you know, with my project and whatever. So I truly appreciate this, you, Vanessa and Adriana, creating this network. So thank you.
Thank you. Oh, Hernando.
Hi. Spanish or English is okay. Hi. First of all, hi to Humberto and Alfredo. Long time no see since those parties on Sunday and the meetings at Humberto's.
Good to see you. You know,
Good to see you also.
We have been talking, but no, you know.
Yeah,
okay,
no.
Good to see you.
Yeah, I grew a beard on the time being, and there's Mausi, the Andrea was asking about her.
Mausi González, sí. Yo no sé por qué se me olvidó el apellido. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, bien. Bueno, ahora hablo, ahora. Dale, Armin. Hernando is my brother. He's my brother, by the way.
Yeah. So it's a family, literally a family of USF. So first of all, thank you. And so I went on a dual degree with USF. I'm a mechanical engineer, so I finished there with my bachelor's. And then I went back to Colombia, worked a couple of years in oil and gas. And then the networking was important because at some point I wanted to change careers from oil and gas to energy storage and alternative energies. So that's where I went back and talked with Humberto, with Marco San Juan and Antonio Ula. And I was telling them, hey, I want to do a change on my studies, like on my career. So can you help me out? And that networking helped me out to get my scholarship at the University of Alabama in Huntsville, where I recently got my PhD in May, and I've been working since June for General Motors here at Detroit, Michigan. We're working on the next future lithium-ion battery that doesn't explode. So It's a really great opportunity. So for everybody or everyone that is just a student, it's a really great opportunity. I still am in contact with the people I went over there as undergrads. Some of them are in the US. Another one is on the Netherlands, working for Siemens, doing wind turbines on the sea near the Nordic Peninsula area. So you got a great chance to network, connect, and obviously I've been living here 6 years, and it's been incredibly and amazing, the whole experience. So
Fernando, like just by you say, like my cousin from Bogota is moving to Detroit for General Motors next month, so I need your number. So,
oh, that's perfect. No, great. Yeah, definitely. I can. Next month it's gonna be really cold, so if he's not prepared for snow.
Yeah, so he works with General Motors in Colombia, and he's moving to Detroit. So this is great.
Yeah, it's really great. Just be prepared for the snow. Really, I'm from Barranquilla, and it's snow. If you remember, in Tampa, there ain't no snow. It's different. Like you need to get it out of your car every single day. So it's another world. But yeah, Laura, let me know.
I'll connect after. Thanks.
Estuviste en Huntsville. Yo estuve 3 años en Huntsville, Alabama. Yo estuve en el Marshall Space Flight Center. Yo hice mi postdoc con NASA. Entonces, hice 3 años el postdoc y sí, tengo buena experiencia de Huntsville, Alabama. Aquí llegué desde Huntsville. De Huntsville, Alabama, vine para Indianápolis, Indiana.
No, es espectacular porque como es Rocket City, entonces tienes esa intersección entre lo que es Rocket y Aerospace Science y todo lo que es... para los que no conocen Alabama, usualmente Alabama, la gente pregunta, ¿y eso qué es? ¿Y eso dónde está? Huntsville es la ciudad, creo que es la segunda o tercera ciudad con más PhD per cápita. Le dicen Rocket City porque... Sí,
porque tiene el Research Center. Por el Research Center y por NASA. Tú sabes ese edificio que estaba en la entrada ahí de la Universidad de Huntsville en Alabama, que se llama el NSSTC. Bueno, ahí era mi oficina.
Ah, bien, elegante, súper cerquita.
Sí.
Entonces, es súper chévere, and let me switch back. It's super cool that you talk with people over here, and then, like, I don't know, Max, and nice to meet you. Mucho gusto.
So what year were you there? I was there I started my postdoc in January of 2010, and I finished in December of 2012. I was 3 years there.
No, 2016 to 2021.
So we didn't coincide.
I graduated from USF at 2010, went back to Colombia and worked at Tenaris, the oil and gas multinational that is in Cartagena, Tubo Caribe. And then I came over, finished my PhD, and I'm working at GM and solid state batteries. So that's it. That's pretty much what I have to say. On the part, it's a good idea to start as a LinkedIn as the platform, but it's also, I realized about all this meeting because of the direct email that I got. So I was pretty excited about it. I also commented it with my other friends that from Netherlands and that also here in the US, they couldn't make it. But I think initially those are nice ways of communication within the community and the group. So mucho gusto. And if y'all want to contact me or you have a cousin that's coming over or brother or anything, so most welcome and let me know. Right.
And please use the chat to share your contact information. You know, it's very useful. I also put the link to the LinkedIn group there that you can share with your friends. That's something that I need your help with. I think over the next couple of months, just getting people in that group so that we can post our information so that we can keep you all informed about events. And we'll definitely continue the email campaigns. Maybe we can create a WhatsApp group, but there are different ways that we can connect. And if you can help me get people to the LinkedIn group, we can admit them and stay connected. Alfredo.
Hola a todos, como Alfredo Pérez, hola Adriana, Humbert, Hernando, Nice to meet you all. I'm a professor here at Georgia. So I work for a university called Columbus State University. I'm a professor in computer science. So I already got my tenure and all of that thing. So I've been already here in Georgia for 6 years, 6 or 7 years. So I live in New Mexico after graduating from USF. And before I was in Norte doing systems engineering. So it was part of that 50 people that we were all together in engineering at the same time.
Eating your pizza.
I'm making pizza, yeah.
Yes, amazing pizza.
So, I wanted to ask, and just a comment also. One of the things that I think when we were all there is that we didn't create any kind of a student group, and we should have done that because there were so much people that it could have been quite easy to create an association, like one of those student groups, which is what I wanted to ask. So are you aware of any kind of like Colombian student group or something like that of the students that are currently at USF?
No, there is not one specifically for Colombian students.
Yeah, because like at least at that time, the Indians, they had their own group. And I think it should be there. And this kind of like when you put together the graduates with the ones that are currently there is when you keep nurturing all of this because when people interest change at some point, or maybe one year somebody can help out with something, and then somebody will graduate, get connected, and so on. So it kind of like renovates the group itself. And also like it serves as a resource for us to know who may be graduating that may be needing something, as well as sharing our experiences as graduates when we were over there, which resources are available. Things may have changed, but some other things may be still the same thing, and the experience is helpful. We all have our own path, our own things that happened when we were there, and I think that experience is helpful not only for the university itself, but also for the students, which is in the end what all of this is about. So just want to throw it out there that I think that the same thing that is being done at this level as for graduates should happen also for current students.
Thank you. Actually, before we move on to the next speaker, Sebastian wanted to speak about that point in particular.
Hey, can you hear me all?
Yes.
Hi, it's very nice to meet you all. My name is Sebastian Mejia. I am from Barranquilla, Colombia, and I'm currently in Tampa. I am a recent grad from USF, of course. I did the dual degree coming from Uni Norte, and I graduated in December. So I wanted to speak about that because I kind of know like I would say more than 40 or 50 people from Barranquilla that are currently doing the dual degree, or from Bogota or other cities that they're in their senior year. They're trying to do the OPT, and it's really great for us to like have this network with professionals that are more experienced than us, and have contacts with the biggest companies in the US. So yeah, I would like to know if like all of those students that are in the senior years, can I invite them to join this group for this kind of networking, and they can also contribute to grow this network, because well, we're just creating it. So it would be a great opportunity for us.
Yes, absolutely. You're more than welcome to invite them to the group. And we definitely want to work with students as well. Actually, Tatiana, who's on this call now, is a freshman. And she's going to be working with me in the office, specifically on helping me build this network. Tatiana, do you want to say hello?
Yes. Wait, give me 1 second. Hello. So I'm Tatiana. I'm a freshman right now. I'm majoring in marine biology. And well, yeah, I'm excited to be part of this group and making it even bigger. And I think it's a good connection between people that graduated and all of the undergraduates that I've been meeting around that are also Colombian. What you were mentioning, I've met a lot of people that are doing the dual degree from Barranquilla. So it's nice to hear of more people that are doing that. So yeah, I'm excited for this.
Thank you so much. Humberto, sorry it took so long. Please.
No, it's okay. I just want to add the comment that, you know, as a network, I think that, yeah, we will build this global network. We will professionally support each other. And I think that now we can interconnect. And as you said, probably you come with the help from the USF, having some professional talks from speakers or anything that we want to develop professionally. But I think that the main purpose of this is to keep the roots of what happened, is, you know, keeping the flame of the community in Tampa for students that are there. And as I think it was Andrea who said that, I mean, at some point, if you are at the USF and you are from Colombia, you have to know anybody else who is in the same situation like you. And we have to find a way to do it. And another thing that also helped us to build a strong community was like we had the chance to connect from people from Colombia living in Tampa that helped us also to navigate and having the chance to identify opportunities. I remember, and this is another memory, the first year that we spent Thanksgiving over there, we at the very beginning we didn't realize the importance of Thanksgiving. We are from Colombia, we celebrate Christmas, you know, New Year's Eve, and then we started learning about Thanksgiving. And there was a family from Tampa who invited us, all of us, to go and be at the Thanksgiving with them. And we met other people from Colombia during Thanksgiving Day over there. And we interconnect with those people and help us also to navigate and identifying opportunities in the city or maybe in a different state for professional growth. And I think that that's the kind of things that we have to foster, is also to find, of course, with all the help and support at the USF in campus, but also try to connect with people from Colombia in Tampa City. And I know that they are also related to USF at some point because they have been also part of the different strategies and initiatives in Tampa. So I think that must be, I think it's a must to keep the flame of community from students from Colombia in the USF.
That's a really important point. One of the things that in my new position I'm trying to do is to work on our international community relations. So I actually did look for, I'm always looking for, you know, community partners in the Tampa Bay area that are, you know, outside of USF. For Colombia, I wasn't very successful. I was looking for, there's like a Club Colombiano and a couple of things, but they're not very organized or very active. It could be because of the pandemic. So we're definitely going to reach out and try to make those connections. But as an example, for Network Brazil, we had our community partners in the meeting as well, which is the Brazilian Florida Business Council. We have them attend the meeting because they're a great connection to professional opportunities. They're in the Tampa Bay area. So the concept of the Global Alumni Networks definitely includes community partnerships, students, alumni, international partners as well. So like I said, we're very focused on making it more inclusive and more expansive, right? Including more and more people, because I don't think that, you know, students or alumni are in this, they shouldn't be in this vacuum, you know, where they are only working in school or they are only living abroad or they're only alumni in one city. To create a true community of support, we really have to bring everyone together so that more people can benefit. Okay.
Mausi first.
Mausi.
I'll go last.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maria Auxiliadora. Gonzalez Malaver, but as I'm from Barranquilla, people call me Mousy. Nevertheless, people at USF used to call me Maria because once I tried to explain them about Mousy, Maria Auxiliadora, they got all confused. And they was like, no, we're not calling you Mousy because it sounds like Minnie Mouse. So over USF, I'm Maria, but here in Colombia, I'm Mousy. So that's kind of like a fun story there. I did my bachelor in international relations at Uninorte, Universidad del Norte at Barranquilla. And I knew the first time that I knew about USF was because my brother, Hernando, who just spoke a minute ago, he did his dual degree at USF, and I went there for his ceremony, diploma, and celebration stuff. And that was the first time that I knew about USF. Later on, I won a scholarship for doing my PhD at United States, and I found out that USF gave me a really good scholarship as well. So I went to USF and I spent like 6 years or so doing my PhD. And now I came back to Uninorte. I'm a full-time professor, associated professor at the Department of Political Science and International Relations at Universidad del Norte. One of the greatest things that I was able to develop between these two universities has been that I have been working closely with Jeannie right here, Jeannie Caicedo and Adriana, is these agreements so the students can do their dual degree as well in political science. And we have around 3 students. It's quite new, but I have been trying to support that. Additionally to that, I developed something quite interesting, a pedagogical way, and taking advantage of all this new pandemic and virtual reality that we're having right now, is that I'm doing something that is COIL method, which is connecting online international classrooms. And what I'm developing right now is that with USF students and my students from Uninorte, they got together, they connect and develop research projects together. Right now, we are participating in a global citizen project at USF. The name is Operation Global Action. We have been developing that since last year. And it has been great because my students from Uninorte can connect with classes like the Middle East, right? Or women from the Middle East. And they develop these projects about SDGs and how to solve some kind of problems around those points on the agenda of the United Nations. So for me, it's been a blessing to be part of the USF as an alumni. I'm trying to give back a little bit from what I received. And I'm also looking forward to strengthen more this connection with Colombians at USF and in Tampa in general. Not only because for me it was very important when I went there, because when I went, I was the only one and the first one from political science doing this type of connection between Uninorte and USF. My brother was an engineer, but he was like with other 20 engineers, and they were living together and partying together. But when I went, I was the only one. You know, so for me it was a little different, the story, right? Because I have to connect with people that are not from Barranquilla, clearly, but they were from other parts. From Cali, for instance, here is Andrea, from Medellin, from other people around Colombia, and it was also a lovely experience. But I think that it's great to have a stronger community, you know, so people that go there, other Colombians can have that support. And also for me, it's critical because now I have students that are going to USF thanks to this dual degree that we have developed. So I really want my students to succeed, and I want them to have the best experience that they could have. So I'm here for whatever you feel that I can support and I could do. Like, just reach me out. I'm very interested to help.
Thank you so much. I actually remember when I had one of my first conversations with you about how you were very interested to see, you know, where everybody kind of ended up, you know, or perhaps putting together a map to show where are all the Colombian alumni. And that's something, believe it or not, I've been working on it since that conversation like a year ago. One of the next steps is going to be a meeting in January, where again, we will communicate through the platform. And that will be when we really start to kind of dive in more into what we want this network to look like. What is the mission going to be? What is the vision going to be? I think, working that out together will be an important process for anybody who wants to be involved and feel connected to what the network will serve to do and who the network will serve. So at that meeting in January, I will provide the data that I have collected over the last year about where everybody is, and you'll be able to see where the alumni hubs are of, Colombian alumni. Like I think there are just as many in Tampa Bay as there are in Bogota, which is interesting. So we'll really be able to take a look just based on LinkedIn. It's obviously not comprehensive data, but just an idea of really where, people ended up. So I think I'll be happy to provide that in the first meeting along with some other data points. Jeannie?
Well, it's very interesting to see all these stories from our professors, from alumni, from Uninorte and USF combined, because when Humberto says the flame must remain, I think this is a double flame. This is a Uninorte USF flame. This is something that has been created due to the governance of the university at Uninorte and the governance from the president's level, the deans of different academic areas. And of course, all the people that are backstage working so hard to make these agreements for all our students when they were freshmen, freshmen at Uninorte. And it's been wonderful, for example, in today's meeting, we have Katia Cunha and Fiorella. Fiorella is the director of student mobility, working with all the students, going with her team, and Maria Angelica, working with her team to making sure that the students are applying, are getting all the information, working with the USF staff, all the info sessions, everything. Katia Cunha, who worked on the agreements, and now with the Operation Global Action, because Operational Global Action was a USF entirely initiative. And it was going to be for Uninorte students to go physically to USF, and COVID came by, and all of a sudden it became virtual. And it's been so great. It's been wonderful to be able, and to see how professors like Maria Auxiliadora was able to engage and work with also the other professors from USF and all these global programs that you have at USF. So I think that maybe regarding the network that you presented, I think there should be a chapter where you should have like the institutional partners, like Uninorte, and we could do like common panels and events. And maybe I'm speaking on behalf of Maria El Pilar Pili, our Director of Corporate Relations and Alliances. But with her, we worked in tracking also our Uninorte alumni who are Uninorte USF alumni. Remember, there's two hearts in one. So I think we could do things together. And even like Max mentioned, with Indiana University, when he said public health, what I thought immediately was the professors at USF in global health and Uninorte professors in USF, and we could do something, the three, in virtual or physical, or start having some conversations, not going Uninorte Indiana directly, but USF, which was, you brought us together to get here with Indiana and Uninorte, because we have a very strong area in research and public health. So those are things that we could build together and make an action plan, but at the institutional level. I think that would be good, and to be able, but it's been fantastic to see the students, our international team working, like I said, with our legal office. You should see so much work is done that we do behind screens or behind doors, that we worked with Adriana, with Kiki, with Roger, with the provost, with the past president. So many people involved to get this going, to get the USF Uninorte alliances. We have many agreements. It's not just one. I think over 10 articulation agreements. We revise them, we renew them, we redirect them strategically. So I think there's a lot to do with the, I would say the institutional, because I'm not USF graduate, or Pili is not a USF graduate, but we feel like we're part of the USF family because we have worked so many years with USF, and we believe in USF and we trust USF. So I think that could be an opportunity to do the institutional part, to foster the events, the gatherings, the mentorship, and to see these stories of our alumni who have participated in these transfer or dual degree initiatives and see their stories come true.
You are absolutely part of the family. That's why we invited you here to this event. There's no doubt about your membership in the network. So we're very glad that you're here, and thank you so much for your feedback. I agree that there's a lot that we can do together. Oh, Adri.
I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you to Jeannie. Thank you to all the colleagues at Uninorte, not just the colleagues, the students. I personally have tons of stories and very, very good experiences, you know, that I could stay here all night long, just talking about, you know, the supermarket trips that I've made, you know, with students like Alfredo, for example. You know, we just have so many stories and so many wonderful things that we shared, you know, over the years. And Jeannie and team, all the leadership at Uninorte, we couldn't, you know, do it, you know, without your support. We're here, we try to support your students and the Colombian students as much as possible. From trips to the supermarket to taking care of students with COVID last year, you know, bringing them, you know, soup to the hotel room just while they were in quarantine. That's the type of love and care that we have, you know, for the Colombian students. There are, like, you know, so many things that we're working on. There are so many projects. Every time we meet, it is an adventure, Jeannie. And not just an adventure because of the friendship that we've developed over the years, but, you know, every time we get together, there are like so many projects and so many wonderful ideas that we start, you know, developing, just in benefit, you know, to our students and faculty and administrators. So I just wanted to say thank you for your participation. And we're here to support you. Vanessa is wonderful. She has just such an amazing, you know, way to see things and to see these global alumni chapters. And I think, you know, it is a wonderful opportunity for you guys to stay connected, you know, to make new connections, and also to stay connected to USF and then to your, you know, home institutions, call it Uninorte or some other universities where you are coming from. So I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for being here.
Thanks, Adri. Alvaro?
Yes, hello to everyone. I was going to keep it short, but and also a chemical engineer from USF, but I'm also mechanical engineer. So I'm another guy that came from Uninorte to USF. Actually, I inherited Hernando's room, so I arrived after him. So probably he will recognize my name. Hopefully, it's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved out after you, so I lived with Ricardo like 6 months, a little bit more. Then, of course, another Uninorte girl arrived to the what we call the Avalon Heights apartment 502. So it was until I left in 2012, and after Jean actually left in 2012, we kept the room full of Colombians. So it was a nice journey over there. So seeing some familiar faces, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest, so we have been a little bit lost. So this is one of the great opportunities to see familiar faces again. I guess I remember Laura also. So we can also talk a little bit in the USF one time ago. But I couldn't have the chance. So once I graduated in 2012, I came back to Colombia. I have been working actually I moved from Barranquilla to Cartagena. So I have been working here for Yara almost 8 years since then. And now I'm working home, traveling a lot because of my new job. But actually I have been in Tampa probably next month, traveling and visiting one of our sites there. But it's always good to see faces, to share experiences with all these people. Some of them we didn't have any space to actually feel informed or feel together like a community. So for me, it's a really nice effort that Vanessa and yours are putting here for all of us. So just to share stories and everything. So let's say for me, one of the greatest experiences in my life, the almost 2 years that I was there, I spent it a little bit more because of my dual degree required more credits. So I was almost 2 years in USF, and I always remember the university. Actually, it was in May, and I had to go to the US, to the school to have a good remember everything and all the things. I passed by Avalon, and then I found out that they built a Publix in front of. So I struggled a little bit when I was living there because I didn't have a driver's license. So I always have to ask for a ride and to other people. Now it would be so easy right now. Just go across the street and buy my groceries in your Publix. But changed a lot, and just hello to everybody, and thanks Vanessa for this space. Hope we can keep in touch more frequently.
You're so welcome, and thank you so much for your comments. We're going to wrap this up now. I have put my personal email in the chat. Please feel free to reach out to me directly. Don't be shy. I'd love to hear your ideas and get inspiration from, from any of your thoughts. I would say that the next steps is to help me get more of our Colombian alumni and our friends into the LinkedIn group. We email hundreds of people, we message people on LinkedIn, but it's very hard. All of us get spam. All of us are inundated with messages. It's so much better when, you have a personal connection with someone who tells you, I went to this event, this is what we're doing, sign up, join us. So if you could help me with that, that would be wonderful. And through that platform, I will communicate the time of the next meeting, which will be in January. And we'll start really thinking about what you want to accomplish as a network and how you want to organize and how I can support those efforts. So thank you again for coming. Please reach out, and I hope that I will see you all again in the January meeting.
Muchas gracias por acompañarnos.
Thank you.
Thank
Gracias.
Chao, gracias.
Gracias a todos.
Feliz acción de gracias. No coman mucho.
Gracias, chao.
Gracias por la invitación. Hasta luego.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
Feliz noche.
Feliz noche.